Alright, today I'm going to be fixing a globe that goes on to this light right here. You can see this is an LED light up there. This is a bathroom LED light. You see that the globe has fallen off and it cannot be reattached because there are clips in here that have broken off when this was being repaired. So you see it's an LED light. And the globe is supposed to sit back up in here like that, but it can't because of this. And so I'm gonna fix this. I'm going to use some glue and perhaps a piece of plastic that I'll find in order to fix this so the globe can fit on here nicely. It goes in like that. So let's go ahead and get started with this jerry rigging process. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unscrew this right here, and I'm going to get this off, this clip off, so I can put an extra piece of plastic on there. I'll show you how to do it. And there's 3 of them on these sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so you can see I have my screwdriver, and I'm just gonna unscrew all of these so I can attach a new piece of plastic to this. To give you an idea of what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be extending this latch that has been broken off. I'm gonna actually extend it outwards. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to thin this down with some sort of sandpaper, perhaps a nail file. And then I'm going to have to rebuild some sort of plastic. And I found something that it's a similar thickness of the latch that is broken off, and that is a Reach mint wax floss. Okay, so the casing of this is perfect, but I don't want to have to throw away all of the flosses that is in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and just tear off pieces that I could use later for flossing. I'm just going to go through this and do this. So once I've torn off some of the pieces that I could use later, I'm going to just go ahead and take this out, pull this out. You see what I'm doing? And the reason why I'm doing this is because I have another box, Reach mint wax box that I'm using, and when the spool is gone, I'll just replace the spool with the one that I've taken out of this one. So with that said, I have this, and now I'm going to have to get the right pieces to replace the ones that are broken off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take some scissors that are sharp enough. I'm just going to cut. And scissors should be sharp enough. If not, I have a pruning tool that I can use over here. Just open up the pruning tool. And I can just go ahead and use that. It's a little bit sharper. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this. Just get it to a point. Be careful, because you do not want to injure yourself. I'm just doing this because I know what I'm doing. I don't suggest anyone else do this. I suggest you go get a certified handyman to do it for you. So I'm going to go ahead and take the peel off the sticker. This is not entirely necessary, and I might just keep that on. So here is a piece that has fallen off, that is broken. So I want to do something probably similar to that size, okay, if not longer. And I'll show you why. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of like eye this. So I'm just going to put my finger there and just line it up. And I'm just going to cut all the way through like that. Cuts quite nicely with just the scissors. I'm going to cut a couple of pieces about the same, being careful not to cut myself. So once I have that off, put the excess to the side, and I'm left with these pieces. I'll put the globe to the side as well. Don't need that exactly for right now. And once I have these pieces, I'm going to come over here and look at this. I'm going to find this. And so what I'm going to do is I want this to go over that, to sit down there. But I want it to be kind of somewhat flush. See, there's a little bit of raised part right here. And I want this to sit flat so it's not too above. It doesn't matter too much, but you could take a file and file it down just so you get closer to it. And you might want to do it a little bit more just so you can have it even better. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. And so I filed this down right here. See that? So when I put this on here, and I'm going to glue it on here first. And when I put this on here, it'll be able to sit quite nicely. Now this doesn't have to be entirely strong right here because the globe that I'm using is a plastic globe that goes over the line. It doesn't weigh much, so this should not bend much, so it doesn't have to be super. See right here, this is brittle because the light's so old it kind of breaks, so I can do this. If you want it stronger, you could actually double them up right there and then put it on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to match this right here. And the screw goes through that, so I'm going to have to do something where sit it right here and the screw goes through that. Okay, so now I'm going to have to make a hole into this right here. I'm going to get started on that. Now there are several ways that you can go about putting a hole in this plastic right here. There are ways you could use a drill bit and drill a small hole through this small piece of plastic. But if you don't, you could find something that pierces it just a little bit. And I'm going to pierce it a little bit away from the edge because you don't want the edges to break. I have an X-Acto knife and I just simply press down on here and spin it like this. And that should be enough to get a hole going. But if it's not, I use a different method, and I don't recommend anyone doing it my methods because it may not work for you, and doing so would be doing it at your own risk. This is doing it myself. There are risks in it. I'm taking a screwdriver right here. Even though it's not a bit, I'm just going to take a small screwdriver and just spin it after I've pierced a hole in it a little bit. See a little bit. So the hole established. I'm probably getting closer so you can see that. Now, the hole established. Okay. I'm going to do something right here. I do not recommend doing this. There's dangers involved. But I'm doing it for the sake of the video. And this comes with inherent risk. In doing so, you're doing so at your own risk. And so what I'm doing is I'm heating the tip of the screwdriver. And doing so is making this hot. And the whole idea is being able to make it hot so I can make a hole in the indention right here. Goes through nice and easily because it melted. It went all the way through. Do you see that? Just heated it like that. Alright, so once I have that on there, I have the hole established. I'm going to go ahead and go up to this side right here. And I'm just going to go ahead, and you see where it comes out like that? That's where I want it to be. So I'll place this on top and get this screw. And what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and pierce a screw through this. you want, if it's not going all the way through, just take the screwdriver and just spin it, and it should pierce that enough. So once it's pierced it, see that? You can go up here and just place it in there right there. Now once you have this, you have it established to where it's going to work this similar fashion as the other one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and come to the back end of this. See where the excess, I don't need that. Be careful, don't cut yourself. Just cut that off. Okay. So I have that cut off. And then this doesn't need to be exactly this long. So I'm just going to cut this off just a little bit. Just like that. Okay, so this is the makeshift right here. And I'm going to go ahead and do it to the other two pieces. Again, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to shave this down with a sandpaper. Get it nice and even. Flushed is the word that I'm saying. Do this one. Nice and flush. Like that. Nice and flush. So now that I have that down, I'm just going to find the other pieces that I'm going to be using. Push this to the side. Here are the extra. Just get this, line this up a little bit. Line that up. And I'm going to do the same process again. I'm going to go ahead and just place them. They're not exactly the same length, but it's going to work for this project. Put this in a little bit. Piers it. Go ahead and go like that. See what I'm doing? Here's that. Do the same thing on this one. Come in a little bit. And do that. Piers the plastic. So piers that. I'm going to take my screwdriver and try to do that. Now, you may not, or I may not have to actually heat up the tip of the screwdriver for this project, but it makes it flow a little bit easier and it looks cool for the video. So I'm just do that, and I'm going to go ahead and heat this up right here. Just about like 5 seconds with the lighter. Alright, and so now I'm going to go right here and just melt this a little bit, make this screw go in there a little bit easier. I'm going to do it to the other side. Here. Let's heat that up a little bit. Nice and hot. And I'm going to go ahead and place this down there and melt that a little bit. See that? Be careful because the tip is going to be hot. Let it cool down. I'm just going to take the screw and place it where it belongs. Screw it. I thought the hole was big enough, but it's very tight. Pierce a little bit just to get the hole a little bit more loose, a little bit bigger. And do that, pierce that side. Hole should be big enough now. I'm just gonna go ahead and place the screw in there. Place missed a little bit. And didn't mean for that to happen. It's a little tricky, especially when it's so tight. Try this like this. Go ahead and put that through like that. And then find the other screw. There it is, right here. Get this, place it right there. Place it in like that. Screw that in. And here you go, you have it like that. Now I'm able to put this right here. And I'm going to go ahead and attach this back to the light fixture in order to put the globe back on. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I have the pieces screwed back on. And so what's going to happen is when I put the globe back on here, I'm going to take this and go this way, spin it this way, and it'll lock the globe into place. You see this? I'm doing this one right here. It spins, and it'll lock the globe into place. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, so here's the globe. It's a plastic globe. Doesn't weigh a lot, so these plastic things that I attached right here will hold the globe in place because the globe does not weigh a lot. So I'm going to take it right here, press it up, and then I'm going to take the latches, one like that, press it like that, maybe the other one like this, and there's a third one, another one, and now the globe is in place like that. See that? Have the globe in place, won't come down. Pretty secure. And go ahead and turn the light on. And that's how you fix it. Hope this video was helpful. Thanks a lot for watching.